Shubor nakaslem jong udongsan Hima.
Ka Directorate of Extension Education jo ka Central Agriculture University Impal, haringkat ka jinya lang ba ka Indian Council of Agricultural Research, Agricultural Technology Application Research Institute jong ka Zone 6 na Guwahati, bat ka Zone 7 na Umyam, mentakas ngi kilapli perdaya ka program balay sngi lenter ka balaay kerteng interface with award-winning KVKs, Building of Success. Yakani ka program ka bapelong ha ka College of Postgraduate Studies in Agricultural Sciences CAU Umyam lawan manisya mentada Menteri rang ba ka jela u Conrad ke sangma kumukong san haringkat ka jinya don lang u Dr. VP Chahal ADG ka ICR New Delhi u Dr. AK Singh DDG ka ICR New Delhi u Dr. Anupam Mishra Vice Chancellor ka CAU Impal lembat kiwe de. Haba ay jingkran hakani kasngi u Conrad ke sangma loong bakani kadai kasian ka baningkong ban pelong yukum kani ka jat program hapo kari bat kadai ru ka program ka bakongsan bahana ba ka penitho ka jingtrai kam jong ki KVKs lani kita ki krishi vigyan kendra hapo kari. Ulaong panalor ka jingpentep halor shibun ki kam ki ba ki scientist lani ki start wat banya ki jushakri kani ka program ka yarap ru banya sami ka jingnang ka jingtep ka jongki baki kam ki ba jule hala ki KVK habaro ka we kari bat kam tam ha ka than chatay la mingi na ka benta ka jingmentor jongki pat ba Nongrep.
From earlier days, KVKs is talked about almost everywhere as a most performing organization. Even while giving award this year to ICR Awards this year in Delhi in July, our Honorable Minister Agriculture himself had acknowledged for a minute or two how KVKs have earned the trust of the entire country. Because so I must congratulate the KVK persons present here, that's how, that's the whole thing. Earlier, you were doing extension part only, being a part of the national knowledge information system. Then you became a partner of our NARES, National Agriculture Research Extension System.
That there are many award-winning KVKs in the country, and they are doing something special for which they have been awarded. So whatever they have been able to do, and the successes what they have been able to derive in their own regions, can they be shared with all of us, particularly in the Northeast region, and how those successes, technology-led successes, can be beneficial for this region also. So looking into that, we have requested all of you, all those award-winning KVKs who are here, and all the KVKs from the Northeast region. So everybody who is concerned with the KVK system is there, and we know that in the past, number of initiatives have been taken to strengthen KVK system as such, and it has got the confidence and faith of everyone now. The system, I realize, sitting at the national level, that any meeting which is even convened by Honorable Prime Minister and in which farmers are to be linked, he takes the name of KVKs. Even in the recent meetings with Honorable DG, 2-3 minutes discussion on KVK happened. So you have become very, very important that way, organizationally, and also as far as your effectiveness in the field is concerned. And not only the extension, but the previous association, and you're working with CIMIT, we have come to notice that the many of the problems which are there at the farmers level, we can bring to the scientists and the institutions on which further researches can happen, and new courses, new modules, new, you can say, solutions can emerge, and that be to the beneficial to the entire society.
Require a scientific approach to things. Now, farmers end up doing a lot of things on their own. Some traditional practices that they did, some which may be actually very good because it's been happening for decades and decades and centuries. Practices that are traditional to our people. But there may be something that we could improve. And institutes like these can actually help the farmers do that. So the idea is to really ensure that we are able to bring in a scientific approach to the farming practices that we have. Not to say that we bring in practices that we just tell the farmers, yahi karna hai aapko. Wo galat hoga. I don't believe in bringing a practice from outside and forcing the people to do it and changing their entire way of doing things. That would be incorrect and unfair. The right way would be to see the existing processes that are there, the existing products that are there, the existing ways and mechanisms of how people are working, bring in the scientific knowledge that you have, try to map it on top of each other, and come out with a better strategy, keeping all these factors in mind. That is the real challenge. It's very easy to come in and say, oh, we need this genetic process, seed that we put in, so karo. It's very simple. But I think that will not help us ultimately achieve the right, sustainable model of farming. We have to keep all these factors in mind while we do this. But I am a firm believer that there has to be a systematic and a scientific approach to everything. It's not that science will do everything, but a scientific approach. That means research, that means innovation, that means planning. I believe that even in youths. You know, our youngsters are people who are, not guided the right way. Once they go in the wrong way when they're 18, 19, 20 years old, then the parents and the government wakes up and says, "Arey, kya kar diya aap? Ye bacche log to galat raaste par chal rahe hain." Not realizing that we have to take care of them from the age of 1, 2. Not wait till they're 18, 19 and then say that when they've messed up. Then whose mistake is this? So there is a scientific approach even in the development of a child. A child brain grows before the age of 8, the most. Cognitive thinking comes in before the age of 8. In India, we don't normally take care of children before they are 15, 16. कोई देखता ही नहीं है. खेलने दो उसको बाहर, जो करना करने दे. So we need scientific approach and thought process for farming. We need scientific and research based for even children, bringing up our the human capital. We are the youngest nation. But if we can't take care of our children, and if we can't take care of our youth, and if we can't guide them, it's of no use. It's the biggest asset for us. So similarly, farmers are a big asset. So I would want that the research that we do out here, it should be in line with what the farmers are doing and try to map on the current practices that are there and how to improve and then make it sustainable. Another thing Dr. A.K. Singh was mentioning about climate change. We need to be very clear that some products will not survive. And we're not talking of a long time, we're talking of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Even now, if you go anywhere, I know Meghalaya Hills region and Rivoy region, I've seen it a lot. But we have this bud rot that's happening for arecanut. And you see huge farms that have been wiped out because of bud rot. So the entire crown is gone. And just people couldn't understand what's happening. Before they could even take some action, it's already over. We need to be able to anticipate. That's the whole idea of science. To be able to predict that this is what's going to happen. And therefore, let us rectify things before it's too late. Or choose another course of action or another course so that we can have a parallel system for the farmers when things go wrong. It's important to understand that there are different agencies which are working, but sometimes we end up working in silos. And we are doing the same thing, and maybe we could do it better if we are together, but we actually miss it out because we don't share with each other. In this government of ours, we have done a number of projects. It is with the help of the KVKs, in fact, we got a detailed information about the Lakadong turmeric, which had more than 7, 8 to even up to about 12% curcumin value in it. And through this scientific research and input that we received, we realized we needed to increase the production, help the farmers add value to it. And you'll be happy to know that when we took over in 2018, we started a mission called Lakadong Turmeric Mission. And today, with the help of that mission, we have 13 times more farmers now today who are involved in Lakadong turmeric plantation. We have been able to increase the price that the farmers get by over 60%. And the production level also today has gone up more than 66%. And we are targeting to almost touch close to 50,000 metric tons in the next 3 to 4 years. Not only that, we realize that it's not about just selling the raw product. We need to add value to this and we need to be able to package it, but we need to do it in a way where we involve the community. And hence, many self-help groups were formed. In the last 4.5 years of this government, we have formed over 38,000 women self-help groups. We were at 4,000 when we started off. Today we are at 42,000 self-help groups. We have about 4.5 lakh women today who are part of different self-help groups, which means one woman from almost every rural family today is part of the self-help group movement of our state. And it is through these self-help groups of the women that we have given them food processing or turmeric processing units. These are solar powered units. They have slicer, washer, grinder and packaging also. And we also have a curcumin extraction unit that has been installed at Laskin, where this entire Lakadong grows. And 15 different self-help groups today are now packaging and processing and packaging the turmeric powder and paste locally with new technology, completely sustainable, solar driven, and as I said, most importantly, very hygienic and following the standards that are required at international level. And today, after that, you'll be happy to know that we are exporting this turmeric throughout the world. Whether it's Dubai, whether it's London, whether it's US, whether it's Japan, throughout the world today, Lakadong turmeric processed by our women self-help groups today are being marketed globally. And it has become one of the very, I should say, successful models for us, which we want to replicate in different ways. हम लोगों ने एक प्रोग्राम शुरू किया यहाँ पे.
Since 2014, our country has been plagued by divisive forces. TMC is in Meghalaya with the mission to empower the people, uphold the ethnic cultures and traditions, celebrate the sacred land. To oust the proxy BJP government from Meghalaya, be the change, support TMC by calling on 96877 96877.